Dude, reverting to Islam is not the easiest process. There's like a bunch of things that you wouldn't expect to be difficult that actually are. That's why I'm making this video. Today, I'm giving you top 10 things that I found most difficult as a revert to Islam. This is going to be for anyone who's recently reverted, people that are interested in reverting to Islam, people of any other religion, and for those raised in a Muslim household. Because a lot of these things here you probably haven't thought of as being difficult. So that being said, let's get into it. The first difficulty I encountered when reverting to Islam was the concept of Allah. As somebody who wasn't raised Muslim, like when I think of Allah, when I used to think of Allah, it would be like, okay, what is this God? Who are they worshiping? What is this? The whole point here is Allah equals God. That's the concept that I had to get into my head, the concept that I had to understand, that God is Allah. Allah is God. It's just literally the Arabic word for God, but it took me a little bit to get past that, to understand that, and to incorporate that. The second biggest growing pain that I experienced was my lack of connection with Allah. What do I mean by that? So, Salah is read in Arabic. And this all comes down to me not understanding Arabic. When you read your Salah, you do it in Arabic. The Quran was revealed in Arabic. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to reveal the Quran in Arabic, He took Arabic from being the language of the Arabs to language of Muslims everywhere. So as a non-Arabic speaker, it took me a while to really connect with what I'm saying. I'd perform the Salah, but the connection would be, what do I want to say, minimal? Because I didn't fully understand. I didn't fully understand what I was saying. So I memorized the Arabic and I memorized the English translation. Repetition. By repeating it over and over and over, you'll be able to establish and maintain that connection with your maker. You're not going to be understanding what you're saying, and it's going to be difficult for you to connect with your heart, you know what I mean? That's just something to take into consideration. Maybe you never thought of it before. Third thing, am I doing it right or wrong? The way I learned Salah was through an app, a literal app on my phone, step-by-step Salah. I didn't have any guidance. I came from a relatively secular family, Christian but secular, and I didn't have anybody guiding me saying, okay, here's how you do Salah. I didn't have an in-person teacher to ask questions, to show me or anything like that. I didn't know if I was doing it right or wrong. Is it accurate? Is it not accurate? It took me a while. It was probably due to my anxiety. It took me a year and a half to go to the masjid for the first time. And that's when I saw other believers doing their prostrations and their ruku and how they perform their salah. And I could, compare and contrast what I'm doing with what they're doing to see if it's accurate or not. Just the lack of guidance and not knowing, because I'm not around it. It's likely something that you're going to encounter when you embrace Islam. There is a lot of content online though, so you can likely find something, a video or two that's going to help you out with that. Number 4. Now this one's going to be kind of unexpected for a lot of people, but it's something that really pained me, literally pained me. It was sitting in Jalsa. Now Jalsa is a position that you sit in between the prostrations, and it's you sit on your left foot and your right foot still has to be up. It's hard to describe. You can look it up. It's Jalsa. It's really difficult for me because I was getting these foot cramps, literally foot spasms and cramps. And that's something that you probably haven't thought of if you were raised Muslim. If you've been doing this since a child, you don't give it a second thought. But for somebody that hasn't done that, sitting in that pose, it's something that I found really difficult. Literally foot spasms where I'd have to stand up, put all my weight on a foot, or rub it real quick, and it would continue spasming for multiple minutes. I was doing some research on this. It comes down to a lack of flexibility. So really what you got to do is some stretches. And if you're somebody who's considering reverting to Islam, you might also struggle with this. You're going to have to stretch your calf muscles and your ankles. And after repeated exposure to this, the pain will go away. That's what's happened to me. So this pain was continuing for like a year, 2 years. And still to this day, I get a random foot spasm here and there, but it's way, way, way less frequent than it was when I first started out. Yeah, it comes down to flexibility and repeated exposure to this. And like with practice, as with anything, you'll get better. It'll feel more comfortable over time. Number 5, modest dress. So modesty is not something that I've struggled with personally, but I know for a lot of people, it's going to be a stumbling block. For men, like I always have my own personal rules for how I dress. And luckily for me, they fall within the guidance of Islam. So it worked out perfectly for me. Like a man's aura, which is the part that needs to be covered, is between the belly button and the knees. So that was real easy for me because when I wear shorts, I like them to hit at the knee or slightly below. Like that's just like my generation. Like if you wore shorts above the knee, like you get flamed in school. Like they gun on you so hard. And nowadays I go to the gym and I see all these guys wearing like their girlfriend's shorts or their sister's shorts. And I'm like, dude, I can't wait till this era is over. I'm so sick of seeing this. But like, luckily for me, like with my shorts, I'm sitting down, they hit right at my knee. I stand up, they're just below my knee. So it's like, it's perfect for me. And I'm not one of those people that wear my underwear sticking out the back of my pants. I wear them like mid-rise where they naturally go. So other than that, I haven't struggled with modesty at all. Just know that when you do go to the mosque, you need to wear long pants as a man. I know modesty can be a struggle for a lot of females. Having to wear hijab and cover your arms completely and maybe even wear gloves, I mean, that's up to you. But like, it could probably be really hot. That's just my take on it, you know. I can't speak from experience or anything, but I'm just guessing that it's gonna be pretty hot. Sisters managed to do it. They've been doing it for thousands of years. So I guess all fabric isn't created equal. You can wear some kind of lighter fabric that's airy and breathable and not very heavy and not very hot when it is hot outside. And then like in the winter, you know, you're just warmer, so it's better. We're at 6, Fajr and Fajr time. So if you're somebody who lives by the equator, like you lucked out, man, because your Fajr and your Isha are consistent like the whole year long. The further you are away from the equator, the more that your prayer times are going to vary because like the way the earth is tilted and rotates and the seasons and everything, like your Fajr and your Isha are going to be totally different. Either way, the point I'm trying to get to here is that getting enough sleep can be difficult when you're trying to read all your salah on time. So like if Isha's at 11 p.m. and Fajr's at 3:30 in the morning, you can take a little nap overnight and then you got to get up again. Me personally, I'm not one of those people that can just go to sleep and then just get right back up. Like I can't just get up and go to sleep again. Like I just sleep through it. Like that's just my personal struggle. Waking up for Fajr is really tough some days, especially because of my sleeping problems. I can make a whole separate video on what's going on in my life and my sleeping problems and everything. But I have trouble getting to sleep. I have trouble waking up. So it's like, it's just another complication. It's just something that if I want to get 8 hours of sleep, I can literally just pray. I'll just pray Fajr before I even go to sleep. And I'll just go to sleep at like 4 in the morning. That way I can get 8 hours and I can wake up at noon and start my day. But depending on your job and what you do for a living, that might not be feasible for you. You might not be able to do this. If you have to be at work at 7 in the morning, you're going to have to wake up pretty early to get that Fajr in. And you're probably going to be short on sleep. for a good portion of the year. Like, what good portion I'm talking about, like in summer, like the hardest months for me is in the summer. In the winter, it's way, way easier. Like, as the days get shorter, this is going to become easier and easier for me to get 8 hours of sleep or somewhere close to it. More than 3, as long as I get more than 3 hours of sleep. But the main bullet point of this presentation is that Fajr time can really mess with your sleep, especially if you're somebody who can't sleep in or adjust their schedule on the fly. But if you live in the north, if you live in Alaska or Scandinavia or somewhere where you got 3 months of dark or 3 months of light, something like that, I don't even know how your prayers are going to be, but it's got to be crazy. But the closer you are to the equator, the easier it's going to be for you because there's not going to be much variation in those prayer times. Number 7, fasting. This was a challenge for me at first because I only had one experience ever fasting. Now, my first Ramadan, I was only Muslim for about 4 months or so, 4.5, 5 months, whatever. The first week of doing that, I was like, this is really rough. I was sleeping at night and I wasn't eating all day and I just had to do something different. So after that first week, I decided that I'd be staying up all night during Ramadan. That way I can eat and I can go to the gym and I can read Quran and I can do extra salah. And that way, like, I can just sleep after Fajr. I'll go to bed and I'll sleep until Dhuhr time. And that way there's not much of an issue. But fasting is definitely something that takes a little getting used to. Now, after I got 4 Ramadans under my belt, it's not really a big deal anymore. I know exactly what to expect. I've developed strategies of how I'm gonna go about it. You know, I already know what to do. If you're looking for tips on fasting, I made a video on your first Ramadan as a revert. You can check that out. I'll leave that in the link in the description. Number 8, halal and haram. Every time you hear people say, oh, that's haram, that's haram. People say everything is haram. It's not. Only Allah can make things haram. Okay? And it's only what he has specifically told us is haram, that's haram. Nobody else can make things haram but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So just as something that's going to take a little time too. You do some studying, you do a little research, you find out what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Pretty much just see what's forbidden. What is haram? You can do Google list of haram things, you know, and you'll be able to incorporate these things into your daily life. If you're just starting out, you're going to make a mistake here and there. Just try to get better. Try and keep those things that are haram in mind. And over time, you'll be able to adopt them and incorporate them successfully. And you won't forget like you will in the first few months or so. Number 9 is others' expectations of you. First thing I got to say is do what you want. This is your life, nobody else's life. Everybody wants to control you. Everybody wants you to do what they want you to do. Forget about what they want you to do. You do what you want to do. Others' expectations are going to be, you know, your family, what your family wants you to do. Your peer group, what your friends want you to do. Like if you just embraced Islam, what other Muslims want you to do. They say, oh, you need to do this, need to do that so fast. And they put so much pressure on you. Like your family's going to put pressure on you. You believe differently than they believe. So that's not good. They might give you a hard time. They might kick you out of the house. They might talk crap on you. They might just make things extremely difficult. So luckily my family was understanding. I didn't experience that, but a lot of people will give you a hard time for these things. So it's just something to take into consideration. Your family's going to have expectations of you. Your friends might not want to be friends with you anymore. Other Muslims online, they're going to have expectations of you. They're going to want you to incorporate all these things about Islam into your life so quick. And it's like, it can be overwhelming for a lot of people. So take things at your pace. That's what I can tell you here. Take things at your pace with what you're comfortable doing. Try to get better. Take in the constructive criticism. Find your facts, you know, and just, it's your life. At the end of it, it's your life. Don't worry about others' expectations. Allah guided you to Islam. This is about you and your relationship with your maker. So do what's pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and leave everybody else's thoughts to the wayside. And number 10, this one's huge, isolation. This is something that a lot of reverts are going to experience. That sense of isolation, whether it's isolation from your family, your friends, your your job, your society at large, even other Muslims. Like, you're going to feel a sense of isolation. And I made a whole video on how to deal with that. I'll leave that one in the link down below as well. But it's definitely something that is a big part of being a revert to Islam. You're going to feel isolated because if your family's not Muslim, now you are. Your friends weren't Muslim, or maybe you were lucky enough to have a Muslim friend. But your friends, people aren't going to understand you. People are going to have bad thoughts about you. People are going to question your intentions. When you go to the mosque for the first time, like, people are going to look at you suspiciously. Like, you know, you're not going to be accepted at first. Over time, you will, inshallah, but isolation is definitely a feeling that you're going to get. Like I said, I made a video all about this on dealing with isolation as a revert. You can go check that one out. And those are the 10 biggest things I struggled with as a revert to Islam. I have one bonus for you about top 10 tips for your first time at the masjid. I'll leave that in the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're a new revert or someone who's looking to revert, I hope you found benefit from this video. If you're a person who's raised in Islam, I hope this provided some perspective for you. And even if you're a non-Muslim, I hope this just gave more insight to you to help you understand things more. Much love and peace. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. What am I bringing? Energy. That last one, man, nearly 4 minutes of BS. 4 minutes of me BSing. Yeah. Oh, there's probably going to be some funny stuff in there, but doesn't matter. Let's go, ring light. Whoa. Holy sh. They always talk about get comfortable talking on camera. It's not talking on camera. It's talking into a dang light bulb, man. You're talking to a light bulb. See, that one. That one. Makes me look tanner, but makes my teeth look yellow. But doesn't matter about the camera. Just gotta make sure I don't have bug eyes. Every time I talk into this thing, I have bug eyes. Like, if anything, my eyes should be like squintier. Oh, that's a good level. Energy. Energy, man. How am I gonna introduce this? Let's just yap away like I always do. Ah, man, don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive. I guess that's gonna be the introduction. Like, you have to go from stopped to full sprint just overnight. That's not a good analogy. That's not a good analogy. That's a horrible analogy.